He's a legendary broadcaster and presenter best known to giving members of the public a chance to be a millionaire. And, of course, Tiz was.
Oh, yes, I remember the days of Tiz was.
Come on.
But listen, in his new book... Go on, do it, darling.
Sorry about
in his new book, Chris Tarrant is bearing all. See what I did there?
Yeah, I saw what you did there.
He's bearing a subject which is very close to his heart.
It's so annoying when you get legends on the sofa.
I know.
They're just silently judging us.
It'll be fine.
In recent years, he has swapped, show quizzes for grizzly bears. Not just bears, in fact, brown bears, black bears, all kinds of bears.
Yeah, Chris joins us now to tell us more.
So nice, Chris.
What a beautiful book.
Do you know, that publisher, I love them, they've done the last 2 books, and they actually like making beautiful books, which is nice. It's quite rare now, because everything's on Kindle or whatever.
It's the sort of book you'd have on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Have you got a coffee table?
I have got a coffee table.
I think we have.
Yes, I've got a coffee table.
This one, she's got coffee tables coming out of her
No, I've
ears.
only got one.
So where did the love come from fishing, basically? Is this an extension?
No, before fishing, I mean, just as a kid, my mum always took me to the London Zoo or whatever, and I loved, like the big male lions and all that stuff. I just loved bears. I was kind of obsessed with them. And then, yes, from fishing in places like Alaska, northern Russia, Canada, I get to see a lot of grizzly bears, particularly from a distance. We started taking 1 or 2 photos and all that. And, yeah, I mean, in recent years, I've seen lots. But they are, they are awesome in the real sense of the word. They're huge. I mean, they are absolutely massive.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful, but they're also incredibly dangerous.
Yes.
They're very
They
dangerous.
would kill you. I mean, they kill people in, like, less than 20 seconds. They would just rip you to bits.
But it's only the polar bears that actively hunt humans, is that right?
No, the grizzlies are...
Oh, grizzlies do as well?
Neither the black bears will. Black bears are weird because they attack a lot, but also they get to, go away. People hit them with frying pans and mainly they run off.
Yeah.
Not always.
Yeah.
The polar bear, I mean, what I learned from I did so much research about, bear attacks and stuff, and it was terrifying stuff. So by the end of all that, the last time I was going to go out to Alaska, I was actually quite scared. I thought, maybe I shouldn't be going. I mean, I've been before and taken a lot of the photographs, but this last year when I went, I was quite frightened, and I started having literally bad dreams about bears. It turned out I had a brown pillow, so it was nothing to do with that. But it was just like, do I really need to go and do this? But my mate Martin, who took nearly all the photos in this book, he said, you're coming at it all wrong. They will do you no harm at all. They want to eat salmon. They don't want you. They don't want to eat you. But just treat them with respect, which sounds cool when you're the other side of Atlantic. And when I got there, the first day, a really big bear came out just across the river. It's a shallow river. They could have just walked straight across. And I've got a guide and Martin with the camera, and I'm going, I really don't want to be here, thanks very much. And he went, just stay still, be quiet, and all that stuff. Whatever you do, don't run.
I didn't sign up for this.
Exactly.
Getting this close.
No.
So those experts...
Why did I write this silly book? The guide's fantastic.
They can tell
live with bears.
they
taught me
the
so
behaviour's
much.
going to
They
be
said,
like.
just get behind me. And I got behind, and this bear just sort of looked at me like, OK, and just wandered.
Oh, I'd be so scared.
Yeah, but once you get used to that, I mean, I spent the last week, we must have seen 60 different grizzly bears, and they just want to eat salmon. They don't want to eat meat. They don't want to, they really don't.
So when they say don't run, is that because their natural instinct was to chase because you're running?
Yes. The first time I came across that, we were doing, went to see gorillas in Rwanda. Went up this incredibly long climb through mangroves and things.
Wow.
And when we got to the top, there's a huge male silverback gorilla, like they're this wide.
Jeez, yeah.
And he's just looking at me like, shall I go and kill that silly little white man? Or shall I sit here eating a dandelion? And the guide, a different guy in obviously a different country in Rwanda, he said to me, if he makes a false charge, don't run. And I'm going, how do I know it's a false charge? It's just a charge.
Well, stop before he comes.
Anyway, it didn't, he didn't charge at all, and I just sat there and whatever.
So is that what they do? They do a false charge towards you?
Yeah, the bears don't. Well, the bears do sometimes.
Just to see if you're going to be scared?
Yeah.
So...
They're unbelievable, because in many ways they're just so human. Like, they have that, we love...
Also, and I spotted this the first time at London Zoo, they actually recognise you. They're very intelligent. I mean, like a chimpanzee, they've got a real brain. And I said to my mum, I'm sure that bear recognised me. I was there twice in the summer. And I said, I'm sure that bear recognised me. He sort of came over, whatever. And she went, don't be daft. She said that to me a lot. And when we were in Alaska last year, there was a really big, very, very clearly marked bear. And, it was the same one. On about the Wednesday, he came back on the same trail. And he looked at me and he sort of went, hello, Chris, you all right, mate? And just wandered off again. We had a thing with a really big female grizzly bear with 2 dear little cubs. And 3 or 4 of us were sitting down where the sea came into the river, where there's obviously a lot of salmon running in. We were all together one evening taking photographs down there. And this big female came up and she just put these 2 little bears at our feet and wandered off and caught us. I know. And I thought, this is silly. Wandered off, caught a salmon, brought them back, and the bears, you know, all chomped in, the kids and they wandered off into the woods. And I said to the guy, what's that about? Well, no, yeah, what it is that the biggest danger to little cubs is not man, it's actually male grizzly bears. They will eat them, you know, so, and they try to all the time. So she obviously thought, I mean, again, this is the guy telling me what's going on. He said, I see this a lot, because what is happening, she is plonking them in front of you lot, because no male grizzly will come up when there's like 3 or 4 blokes standing around.
Yeah.
They'll back off. So they're safer in front of you than me just feeding.
That's intelligent,
I know,
isn't it?
You learn so much from them. I love them.
Yeah,
but you know, there used to be 100,000 grizzly bears in California alone, and they've all gone. I mean, since 1920, I don't think there's been a grizzly in California.
We had them in here for a while, didn't we? We had some
We had
bears
them in the UK, apparently.
Yeah, we did. And we were still bear baiting. You know that horrible thing where you used to chain a bear up by the feet and bulls would come running in and all this stuff?
Chris, this is, in many ways, this is so lovely because you've spent so much of your life in a TV studio or in a radio studio, and it almost feels like this is now, you know, what you ought to be doing at the stage of life you're in, right?
It's what I wanted to be doing all the time.
This was the passion.
Yeah. I mean, I am quite obsessed with them, you know. But I love all that. I just never had time in my life.
Of course.
You know, doing silly radio and silly television.
Yeah.
Not a proper job.
Yeah.
So now I have a great time. I have a really good time now.
Great.
You know?
And
but people always said to me, when you retire, you know, you never retire. You know, one of those people who just wants to. I don't want to work. I'm that.
Good for you.
Did lots of that. Did loads of that.
She keeps threatening every time. Every time she gets a bit tired, she's like, "Oh, Baz, I've had enough."
Yeah, I've not.
She's not going anywhere. Let me tell you.
I love you too much that time.
Stop at you. So, Liz, Chris is clearly a bit of an expert when it comes to all things bears.
Yeah.
So today we're going to turn the tables on a brand new game. It could be a Granbury game show and put Chris's knowledge to the test. It's time to play Who Wants to Be a Billionaire?
Not another show.
Did this last time. You know,
Quiet in the studio, please.
hang on. I went to a lovely little kids' school a while back, and we all played Who Wants to Win a Chocolate Eclair? Which should be a TV show.
so much better.
It should be so much better.
Who wants to be a
Okay,
million
question
bear?
one. Here we
Dermot,
go.
you're trying to get your own back on me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because you and your
I
dad.
remember this.
Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Okay, which
love it when
country is home to the highest number of wild brown bears in Europe?
I tell you what, I think it's Romania, but it could also be Ukraine, because in Ukraine, they've stopped hunting, and there are a lot of bears now wandering about Ukraine.
Do you want me to give you a little choice?
Can I phone a friend?
No. I've got some options for you.
Charles
Is it
Bradford.
A,
Oh.
Romania?
Oh.
Is it B, Russia? Is it C, Sweden? Or D, Finland?
Do you know, Alison, if you were a game show host, you'd starve. It's Romania! Final answer!
Correct!
Hey! What
Well
have I won?
done! No, you've still
book.
got another question.
Book, I've got a book.
Okay, the next
Hang on,
one.
let's think of the next question. What is a group of bears
Oh, come
commonly
on, Dermot,
called?
put some drama into it. Come on.
What?
Scare me, baby.
OK. Well, you've done very well
You've got
so
to give
far.
him more.
You could walk away right now.
Right.
Go on, give him more.
Is it A, a cuddle, B, a sloth, C, a pod, or D, a dawdle?
Dawdle.
Dawdle of bear.
It's like scone as well. Do you say sloth or sloth?
Sloth.
It's a sloth.
You're going with B?
And the answer is...
Hey!
Oh, well done.
That's it. Thank you. I've had
Give
a
us the
lovely
book
day.
as a present. And you've won, Chris, this book. It's got the love of bears. It's out now.
I can only dream of getting this
Congratulations.
book. I've only got a shed load at home.
If you could sign it for Alison and Dermot, we'd be very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Welcome back to This Morning. Now, it's a story that's very close to our hearts here at This Morning, personally and professionally.
Yeah. Right now, nearly 1 million people in the UK are living with dementia, but those whose lives are impacted by the disease is far greater.
Now, one person who has been at the forefront of the fight against Alzheimer's for many years is legendary broadcaster Fiona Phillips.
Known for her bubbly personality and warm demeanour, Fiona Phillips was one of the most recognisable faces on breakfast television.
I'm Fiona Phillips. It's all going dreadfully well here. Is this Monday morning? It must be. I've forgotten to put the contact lenses in.
But in 2008, the much-loved broadcaster decided to leave GMTV.
All of life's big things have happened to me since I've been here, and throughout you have supported me so much. I cannot tell you. I've spent hours in my dressing room, just crying over your letters and cards. So thank you so much. It's been such a privilege sharing my mornings with you, and I won't forget you.
The difficult decision to step away from her dream job was so that she could care for her father. He'd been recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's, not long after Fiona's mother had also lost her battle to the same disease. Through documentaries and campaigning, Fiona shared her family's story in the hope of raising awareness and finding a cure.
With all this research going on, that's why money is needed for research, to give everyone hope.
Juggling life as a mum with 2 young sons and her commitment to campaigning, she was widely recognised for her contributions to the fight against Alzheimer's. But sadly, away from the cameras, in a cruel twist of fate, Fiona was set to face her own devastating diagnosis. In early 2022, shortly after her 60th birthday, doctors confirmed Fiona's worst fears. The symptoms she thought were due to the menopause were in fact early onset Alzheimer's. More than 3 years on, Fiona's fight against this cruel disease continues. Well, Fiona's still committed to her mission to raise awareness of Alzheimer's, chronicled her story in the new memoir, Remember When, with the help of her husband, fellow broadcaster and our former boss, former editor of This Morning, Martin Dressel. Martin, welcome. It's lovely to see you again.
How nice to be back.
It's good to have you back, actually. It's really nice.
When did you decide you wanted to write this with Fiona and share the story?
Well, funnily enough, people think, oh, gosh, is this like a diary of... is it a companion? Is it a help book? No, it's not. It's none of those things. It started off literally when I noticed, or when we knew that there was Alzheimer's, it was to give her a purpose, first and foremost, to give her something to do. Because you saw from those clips there, I mean, this is a bubbly, smart... You know what live television's like? Most of our life has been in live television.
Yeah.
Fearless woman, very modern woman, and all of a sudden it stops.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of Fiona's problem just now is that she's got bad depression because she wants to work. She'd love to be here. She'd love to be here. She's not well enough today to come and talk to you. She'd love to be here talking about those things. So this was basically a vehicle to give her a purpose. So she wrote it with her good friend Alison Phillips, who you know, former editor of the Daily Mirror. I wasn't going to do anything about it, and I said to the publishers, shall I write a couple of paragraphs just from my point of view, from the family's point of view? And they said, that'd be good. I ended up doing 24,000 words because the more I thought about it, the more I got into it, I just got very angry that we don't talk about it. It's kind of you become invisible with Alzheimer's. No one wants to know because it is just so horrible.
What's so lovely about the book is how honest Fiona is and how honest you are about your relationship, how it affected your relationship. When you didn't actually know she had Alzheimer's, you just thought she was moving away from you and she disconnected from the boys and you, which was so incredible.
So when I think about it, it probably takes us back, it's almost like 5 years ago when we first noticed things are not right. And you just put it down to, is it just a long marriage? Is that just the way things go? And I thought, there's more than that. And the mood swings were very obvious. And so I hoped against hope that it was menopause. And so we went and had menopause tests, and she was put on HRT. But the brain fog didn't move. It was still there. And that's when we thought, I think we need to go and get tested for, quite frankly, what her family had been riddled with.
And in the back of your mind, is that always there because of that family connection?
Yeah, you do. You think that her father had it, her mother had it, her uncle had it. Her whole kind of family has always been with it. And so you think, crikey, I mean, you just get on with life. You think, but at some point, and I think she does as well, she says in the book too, she knew this disease was going to come knocking at some point.
And obviously the decline of her father and her mum, it must have been in the back of Fiona's mind always as well, that she probably inevitably was going to get it.
There's an interesting, I forget how many, it was a couple of years, maybe 3 years ago, she said, one day she said, right, we need to clean out the loft, the attic. We need to clean out the loft. And I said, right, why? Because we'd moved house, for 15 years, the boxes
Yeah.
were still up there. Everybody has it. We just hadn't taken stuff out, don't want it. It was left up there. And why? He said, well, we don't want the children to have to go through it. And I'm thinking, you know, why today would you think of that? And this was a good few years ago. And I just wonder if at that point she was thinking, subconsciously or very consciously, we have to put things into order. And that's what it didn't spur me onto it, but it did make me think that we need to think about lasting power of attorney, which I would advise everyone to get. And so we had that quite early on, which has been fantastic for us. It's really helped.
Just practically, what does that enable you to do?
It gives me control of finances. There's two types. There's health and finance, but it gives me control of those things.
Yeah.
If she's not able to make decisions for herself, then I have power of attorney to do it on her behalf. And pretty much everyone, banks, utilities, should accept that. Most of them do. There's one or two, I'm not going to name them, who actually are accusing me of, well, actually, maybe you're trying to sort of win one over on this. We need a bit more evidence. And I'm thinking, what evidence do you need?
Yeah.
She's got Alzheimer's.
But by and large, LPA is a must for folks. Once you get to your 50s, you should definitely get it.
Tell us, how bad is Fiona right now? At what stage? Because it feels so quick, the deterioration.
Well, she'd love to be here, but she's got anxiety. She's got a kind of a secondary problem that causes her to be in pain a lot. I mean, a lot of pain, which adds to the confusion. So it's difficult. In the book, there's a picture of her at the end of our road, kind of the most recent picture I took, only a few weeks ago. And she's looking great, and she's kind of smiling, and she's got her coat on. And what you don't know is she thought I'd kidnapped her. This was us going out, because you get all sort of delusions, because you get so kind of worked up. She keeps saying, I want to go home.
So she doesn't recognise you now, Martin?
No, she does recognise me most of the times. Doesn't quite know that I'm her husband, but she knows who I am. But on these occasions, and it's not frequent, but it's every now and then, she'll want to go home to her parents when I haven't got the heart to say they aren't here.
What do you say?
Well, what you do is you say, let's get our coats on,
Yeah.
let's get our shoes on. We go out, go round the block a couple of times and come back in. And she says, oh, I'm home now.
So you meet her where she is?
Yeah, I mean, you don't argue with them. But, I mean, I'm only human. Sometimes I keep saying I'm not the Mother Teresa of Wandsworth. I do get frustrated. I do end up arguing sometimes.
Yeah.
You get so worked up after the 5th or 6th or the 10th time of saying something.
That's why it's so important for you to have written so much of this, because the family's voices need to be heard, right? Because when you get the diagnosis, you know where that road's leading.
Yeah,
it's not like
when
you've got cancer, the first thing you say is, how are we going to beat the cancer?
Yeah, when you get the diagnosis, and I've got nothing but praise for the NHS and our doctors and our professor who's helping us through. But she went through scans and blood tests and a lumbar puncture. And then the day finally comes where you go to the room, and it's the NHS, and it's the starkest room you just know what it's like. No money spent on it, but the doctor says, I'm terribly sorry, but I believe it's Alzheimer's. And here's a leaflet for you to look at. I'll go and get you a cup of tea. And so we're sitting there. She was wearing this fabulous, I'm sure it was a sort of powder blue River Island suit. I think she thought she was going to get away with it. You know, she thought, surely it's not. She's looking at $1 million, and I'm sitting there, and he puts the pamphlet over. And on the pamphlet, swear to God, it's an old lady with a Zimmer frame and her partner or husband with, a shock of white hair, just about struggling down the road. And it's like living with Alzheimer's. And you think, God, is that it? Is that it? But the 24,000 words I ended up writing, apart from starting off, will I do 2 paragraphs? Because I just get so angry. When you actually look into it, society has decided we're not going to take it as seriously as we should. The money that's there for Alzheimer's research it's like buying a Starbucks cup of coffee, basically, trying to fight a disease. Yeah. It's impossible.
And we do need that research because, I mean, you found out, it's in the book, that she actually doesn't have the gene for Alzheimer's. So how does that even work, that she's now got Alzheimer's?
Well, because her parents had it, we thought, crikey, is it hereditary? And so, yes, you get this bad news, and the doctor says, well, there's another bit coming. He says, we've got to do a blood test because we want to make sure that your children haven't got it, it's not coming through. And so that takes 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, you're thinking, crikey, what do we say? Yeah. What if this is bad as well? And it turns out, no, it's not genetic. And so I said, well, how on earth is that then if surely there's a connection? She's just predisposed to it. So basically, she's just more likely to get it. But there's no history of it on my side of the family, so that kind of helps as we go forward.
Well, in terms of your family, and this is something I think will resonate for so many people that are going through the same thing, how do you tell them? How do you tell the people you love the most, your children?
Well, they knew because they've kind of lived with it. So they lived with, their grandparents, going through it. And they could see, like I did, because we were all together, they could see the mood swings, the changes, what was going on. So they kind of knew what was coming. And kids these days, they're across media, they Google everything, they know it.
So you know your own family, don't you?
Yeah, and they've been sensational in terms of helping me. And we're just getting through it as a family. And what helps me get through it as well, I suppose, is that just I've still got this anger in terms of the injustice. Maybe it's because I'm a Glaswegian, the injustice of it all.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to Birmingham, but when you think of the amount, say, HS2, what it costs, where the money's going these days, that's not going to help these kind of diseases, it's £1 billion a mile. Imagine we put £1 billion into Alzheimer's research.
Unbelievable.
We'd sort it. We'd absolutely sort it. At the moment, that's about £160 million. It costs £42 billion a year to the NHS and the health service does Alzheimer's. I say in the book, and deliberately quite provocative, I say, I wish you'd got cancer. And I mean that in the sense that, well, at least there'd be some hope.
Yeah.
At least there'd be some treatment.
It could be a cure.
Well, that's what I mean. It's a route. So, and
Yeah.
it might be incurable, but you've got a shot, you've got a chance. And you know that there are so many charities and institutions out there that are working towards ending cancer.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get that diagnosis, it's a one-way ticket, right?
And well, no one survived it. So there's no one around to say, hey, this is what we do. And it's not a sexy disease in terms of the pictures aren't great. No. And if you start to get Alzheimer's badly, it's not a good look. So it's not until you're on your deathbed you look bloody awful. So it's not going to, get front pages. And no royals seem to have had it, but they've had cancer. So it needs, and I'm the only one that's speaking just now because no one else has spoken about it. And once I stop speaking, and I'm not going to be the poster boy for it, I reckon it will just quietly go away into the shadows again. Yeah. But it's Britain's biggest killer. And they say that 1 in 3 babies born today, this Friday, 1 in 3 of them, is going to develop dementia, unless we do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Fiona's day-to-day like nowadays, and what's your day-to-day like nowadays?
Well, I'm doing some other stuff. So, my respite is to do other work, some podcasting, and I get down to the river and I try and do a bit of sailing, and my kids let me do that. But a lot of it is just, luckily I found a great drug that kind of, it's meant to be, it's a bit of an antidepressant, but it helps her sleep. Quite recently she was waking up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., saying, right, what are we doing now? And so we're all knackered from it. Yeah. So now she is sleeping more, which is great. But she's also in a bit of pain as well from a secondary development in it that, I'm not too sure whether it's neurological or whether it's an actual physiological thing that's happening. So literally, we just live for each day.
Do you have any help at all? Because obviously you.
No, we had someone come in. A very nice lady came in, but Fiona is still. Listen. Although she's got Alzheimer's, she's still whip smart and intelligent, and she can suss these things out. I said, "Oh, here's this nice lady. She's the housekeeper. She's getting a housekeeper to come in." And Fiona said, "She's not a housekeeper, is she?" I said, "No, she is a housekeeper, but she kind of sussed that out quite quickly. So we went through it for a few weeks, and then we just thought, what's the point? Because she's not. She's still very mobile. Totally mobile, so we're not at a stage where we need someone to come in.
So she's still independent. She wants to.
Well, she was the most fiercely stubborn, and probably still is, independent woman ever. And when I say, look, the doctor says you've got to take this, she says, well, I'll be the judge of that. You think, oh, now, please, just,
don't be the judge of that.
Please, just take what the doctor says, type thing, which is what I love about her. So, the old Fiona is still very much there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's this lovely story, and so many people say music helps, and you say there's this great sort of wonderful song she used to listen to about the stylistics, and it's still the thing that takes her back to a teenage bedroom in Southampton, right? Yeah,
well, they say music. Well, I know music. Their memory. She's got a better long-term memory than I have. Her short memory's gone, but
still.
But long-term, she remembers all the lyrics, all the songs.
She?
That's why choirs. That's why Vicky McClure's dementia choir worked so well. I remember the day we had her on the sofa here, and I went home and said to Fiona, I said, I had an interesting, Vicky McClure from Line of Duty was on today. Oh, yeah. She has this choir. It's like a choir for people who, have just, memory issues. Oh, yeah. I said, have you ever thought of joining a choir, Fiona? I can't tell you what the expletive was, but it was pretty much put that alongside. Have you ever thought of doing a jigsaw?
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of doing watercolours? You know,
yeah.
So yes, some music. So we'll sit and lie down when she's in pain, and I put the stylistics on, and the stylistics were the band she listened to in her teenage bedroom growing up. They moved around in Canterbury or down sort of Brighton way, and so she remembers word for word. She could go on the hit list, and she could tell you the first opening bars of each stylistic song.
Wow. Oh, that's so lovely. Yeah. And she remembers all the words, does she?
Absolutely. You know, she still remembers quite a few things. She remembers you, she watches you, and she remembers you.
Yay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, listen, Martin, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And the book is out now, My Life with Alzheimer's, by Fiona Phillips. Remember when?
Thanks, Martin.
You're welcome.
Inspired by Fiona's fight to raise awareness of dementia, leading expert in the field, Professor Kath Mummery, is going to be taking your calls today in the phone-in.
Whether you're coming to terms with that difficult diagnosis, if you'll know for certain symptoms what they are, any cause for concern, Kath is here to help.
Yeah, give us a call for free on 08000 30 40 44 or scan the QR code, which is on the screen right now. It will take you straight to the free This Morning app. You need to do that by 11:15 and you need to be 18 or over.
So, YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and we'll see you in the morning.
Can we talk about your new show?
Please.
OK.
Because I'm terrible. I come in here to do PR and I always forget what I'm here to talk about.
We'll get you through it.
We will.
Yes.
Yes.
Hedgehogs, are they moody or just reclusive?
Where did hedgehogs even come from?
I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll get onto your ADHD as well, by the way.
The musical.
Which isn't...
For sure.
Which isn't
It's
helping.
a new song every night.
Johnny is doing a brand new show. It's called Johnny Vegas Little Shop of Antiques. Take a look.
I've never sold before and I've never opened a shop before.
Johnny Vegas is living out his dream
This is just fun.
and going into the antiques trade
Vintage Vegas is opening for business. It's a good price.
with his unique taste.
I put my ashes in this. It's gorgeous. How much for the puppet? This sets you apart.
And his glamorous assistant, Bev.
What is that?
Can he turn his lifelong passion
I'm just grappling with a fairy under the table.
into a bona fide business?
Get to the hockey. Do the deal. Get in!
But the question is, will the venture turn him a profit? Johnny's here to tell us more. We've watched the show.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 3 episodes. It's so wonderful and charming. It feels like, Johnny, you're
Thank
in
you.
your element. You're absolutely in your element.
I am in the fact that I've collected all my life.
Yeah.
But I'm out of my comfort zone because I've only ever collected to keep. So I've swapped and I've dealt.
Right.
But this was, can I buy and turn over and keep a shop running?
Yes.
From
like a proper business.
From my taste,
Yeah.
which I know is eclectic. I totally get it.
Well, the thing is...
the family don't visit no more.
I was about to say there's a thin line between collector and hoarder. Where are you in the mix of stuff?
I totally acknowledge that. I am hoarder. I have lockups.
What?
That's my personal place. You know where you go, you're not junk. You just weigh a lot and I can't lift you and you're worth nothing.
But isn't it like a
And then I realise it's a mirror. No, and then I like outside of art.
Yeah.
I like objects. I
Yes.
sculpt, but I collect.
Yeah.
And I get inspiration
But you've
from
never-
pretty much everything.
Yeah.
And my house, I say, is almost like a diary that I never wrote. So every item in my house is, I know where I've been. I've got a shocking memory. I can't stay focused, but I can look at something and go, I bought that. I remember the dealer. I remember the time. I remember the price. I know what it's worth.
It comes from the memory.
I keep begging my son, do not sell this at a car boot sale. It's worth more than it looks like.
And do you ever go looking for something specific, or do you just potter about and go, oh, I like that, or I love that? Or...
I have been known to climb in skips, and nobody has blinked an eyelid.
It's your natural
I'm the only
habitat.
person that comes up out of a skip and they go, thought as much. But on this, that was the big difference, was going, will my taste be other people's taste?
Yes. Can you sell it?
Can
you
I sell
for
it?
profit
Can
as
I
well?
make a profit? And I had everyone around me kind of going, what are you doing? I nearly bought a microlight.
An actual microlight?
It would never have lifted me.
Did it need to?
Well, I hate parking. I said earlier, I'd much rather land on the supermarket roof.
But the two of you and Bev driving around in the kumquat, I mean, that van...
That was a bone of contention. I said, get something so we can blend in.
Subtle.
Bev turns up with something that looks like we've won the pools. It looks like we've got more money than sense.
Driving in a high
It's bright green, it's gorgeous. If you're going to camp or go to a festival, great. But when you turn up and there's 492 white vans that are scuffed, and we pull up and go, da, 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 da. We'd like to buy something cheap. But it's been, honestly, buying, selling.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed selling.
Have you?
I've really enjoyed.
That's the bit you'd never done before, the selling.
And isn't there pressure to that as well?
There's no pressure. I think every collector, over time, and it's the really important thing with this was, I didn't do it for telly. I've done it all my life. Do you know what I mean? It was other people coming in the house and saying, wow, you've got some eclectic stuff in here. And you go, actually, there's a joy that I'd never known, which is passing it on.
Yeah.
And when I walk past stuff and I say my house is my visual diary, they're going to walk in the room, and every time they're going to walk in, they're going to remember that piece and where they got it and why.
Well, there's an interesting bit on the show as well where it's an advertisement for a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't the lady... there was a lady
It was a mum's brand. I know it's not on trend, but she went, I want to, you know what I mean? It's my mum. It'll remind me of my mum. And it was what we call flanged and double-sided.
Was it flanged and double-sided?
Flanged and double-sided.
Wow, you've got all the lingo.
That's why I couldn't let it go for less than... And she went off and had lunch and came back, and she was still trying to undercut it to the point where going, I can do it for this, and I do love a deal. And I love dealers, all the dealers out there who were so good to me and generous with the knowledge and the time. Yeah. And did the price where they go,
patience.
I need to make on it, but you need to make on it.
Yeah.
But she came back and she went, I've got to have it. And you go, I'm so glad it's going with you.
Yeah.
I'm really glad it's going on with you.
Yeah.
And they're the moments where you go,
really sweet.
Oh, God, I've been so mean all my life. It's really nice to share.
But the one thing you can't share is Thirsty Bear.
I couldn't sell this.
Now
I don't know what
Oh,
this
you've not seen this yet?
No.
This is an absolute gem. Watching you find this.
I went to a toy auction and had a little preview, a pre-walk round. I saw this toy and I thought, which child on Christmas morning? Because if only they made a toy that represented my angry stepdad. It's just the packaging alone. I know they meant well.
It is so disturbing, isn't it?
The Thirsty Bear. Everyone who sees this is mildly horrified.
Yes.
And then they fall in love with it.
He'd be friends with an angry clown.
He would, wouldn't he?
Would be friends.
No, he'd have chased him out. He'd have chucked his lemonade at him.
You haven't seen what Thirsty Bear does yet, though, Kat.
Show me.
Thirsty Bear, somehow, in the manufacturing process, has developed DTs.
What? Show me.
This is just joy for you, isn't it, John?
Hello, Thirsty Bear. Did you just put on the first thing you found this morning? Yes, it's I've got to get ready for the school run. All right, Thirsty Bear. Are you going to have some of your magic lemonade? Oh, yes, son. I will. I'll just have a little. Right, come on. But no, he's great.
No,
and you can't overwind him. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Oh, I'll just have a little nip just before I go into the office. You know, something to get me tail spinning.
The tail spinning.
His eyes are gone. His eyes are just he looks like a Vietnam vet who's doing panto. I'll just have a little, just one more little. Dad, I'm walking to school. Are you sure? I'm nearly ready.
By the way, you were offered a lot of money for Thirsty Bear.
I bought Thirsty Bear with a lazy Labrador.
Yes, you did get the lazy
Labrador. So the same game designer, the toy designer, came up with that. and also came up with a Labrador that has a walking stick. but for no explanatory reason. So there's him and the dog next to him going... If you open that at Christmas, you just go, my life isn't going to go to plan.
Maybe we could come up with more of these.
Thirsty bird. He's just
He's got
a
a theme
thirsty...
tune.
And when Thirsty Bird's had enough lemon head and he falls asleep, one day he'll fly off to heaven. Oh, Thirsty Bird, have you sold another kidney? Well, I got to...
You can watch Johnny Vegas's Little Shop of Antiques tonight, 9 o'clock on
It's
the
a
Quest.
serious show. I am a collector, I do, but this, no money could buy this.
No.
I want people to open my coffin.
There he'll be.
See me with Thirsty Bird.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Our next guest certainly knows how to put on a show.
Yeah, when he's not brightening up the Strictly Ballroom, you can usually find Johannes Redderby tangoing across the UK on tour.
But now he's ready to strut some very kinky boots as he stomps into the West End. I mean, take a look at those nails. I mean, this says, I am ready to go.
It says I am fully committed. That I can't tell you. It has just been absolutely incredible.
I mean, you must be so excited about it.
I was just saying to you there before the break that, you know, I'm from a township, you know. So for the fact that I get to go to the iconic theatre in London and headline a show, I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling this morning. I'm buzzing. I really am.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, I think you made your debut in January.
I did. I did.
It's an extraordinary role. For anybody who happens to have missed Kinky Boots and what it's all about, just explain a little bit about your role and the show itself.
The show itself. You know, it's an obscure story with a big universal appeal, and I think the messaging is that accept people for who they are.
Yeah.
Isn't that the message that we need right now in the world,
yeah.
right?
100%.
So I can't tell you, to see how the show is being received by all ages fills me with joy. When I tell you that Harvey and Cyndi Lauper...
Because she wrote the music.
She wrote the music.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how can you go wrong? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it explores the relationships between sons and their fathers, the disappointments, the regrets, and the expectations, really, you know. But through that story, so many people are liberated. I have to say, playing the role of Lola, it's given me confidence, of which I never knew that I still needed to tap into. Wow. I mean, can you imagine showing up in Ipswich with these nails? That is what Lola has forced me to do. Do you know what I mean? And she is a potpourri of contradiction. I do believe that, you know, she is the matriarch of the story. She does bring it all around, but they end up saving a factory, which is.
So it's a shoemaking factory, and
yeah.
the son takes over, and he works out that actually he needs to do something different.
Absolutely, find a niche market in order for.
And he finds Lola.
And he finds Lola, and they go on this venture together, and they make kinky boots. It's beautiful.
And talking of doing something different, I mean, for you, the singing was very different, wasn't it? You had to really commit. You like did vocal coaching.
I did, Kat, because I didn't want to be another celebrity casting. These boots are very big to fill. Billy Porter, Matt Henry. I mean, I had to come prepared. And that's what I did. I just wanted to honor the role, you know, and just pay respect to what it is. And my mom told me that I sounded like a sheep for a very long time. So it was a thing of having to gain confidence, you know what I mean? And my singing teacher did that for me. And I fell in love with the process of it all.
Yeah.
I love musical theatre. I don't know why hasn't anybody... Well, I don't know why it's so late, but I'm glad that I'm here.
Has your mum heard you sing since? Has she reappraised the singing standard?
Well, listen, she takes her words back, I tell you. She came to see me in Wales, and she sat down and heard me do that rendition of Not My Father's Son. I mean, given my relationship with my father and what we've been through, it was just so nice to be able to chat to Mum about it all. And she just said, it brings so much light. You are different, and it's lovely to hear that from my mum.
Yeah,
For
sure. She must be so proud of you.
She really is, Kat. She really is. I mean, this morning she hasn't stopped phoning me. I said, stop.
Mum, you must stop.
But wasn't she the most proud when you went to King Charles's banquet?
This is the thing. I've done so many incredible things in my life.
So many.
So many.
Yeah.
But my mum only remembers one, and she tells the world about it. And that was meeting the king and my president in Buckingham Palace. I think, like I said, it just baffles me that I'm headlining a show in the West End. All she could ever still talk about is meeting the king.
Amazing. Well, look, there is something that everyone will be talking about, Johannes, because you've been very busy. You've been off touring. You're going to hit the West End. Strictly is coming back soon, though. Please reassure us that you're going to be in the lineup. You're definitely going to be part of it.
They're going to have to drag me off that show with my sequence. I am not going anywhere. Then how my life would be dull. That is a sparkling world that I live in, and I can't tell you what a privilege it is to be a part of it every single year, to be called back.
And also some of the relationships you develop as well. I think that's what's always so special, and you are amazing at that. Like with Annabelle, it was gorgeous.
Listen, I've been blessed with incredible partners throughout the years, and it's true. You ask anything of my partners about me, they will tell you the truth. They know who I am. And that is why I love the show, because of what it does, the community it builds, and the reach it has. You know, I sometimes look back and I'm like, I can't believe I call this a job, honestly.
And look, we talked to you and interviewed you for your book, which is so incredible.
Yeah.
The book is being turned into a film.
Ben.
I love the way he says it.
Listen, that has also been a dream come true. Thank goodness BBC Film has just jumped on board, and they're going to be the co-producers for the movie. So it means that we are about to sit on the table and have a go at it. So I can't tell you, because it just simply says, I get to say thank you to my people, and my people get to see their lives reflected back to them, because the book is not about me. It's about the community that has supported and nurtured Johannes to where he is now.
And the casting. I mean, when you get to the casting, little Johannes and then big Johannes.
I know. Somebody said, are you going to play yourself? I said, oh, I don't know about that. But there's so many Jojos running around in the streets of Zamdela, in Sasolburg, in South Africa. We will find somebody.
Yeah.
And transform their life too.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you, Johannes. Thank you for popping in.
It's a pleasure.
And congratulations on the role as well.
I appreciate that very much.
Can't wait to see it.
Kinky Boots, the musical, will return to the West End next March. The tickets go on sale on Tuesday, the 15th of July. You will love it, and you will love Johannes in it.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. If you're after a great book to accompany you on your sun lounger, look no further than an author responsible for a global bestseller loved by millions across the world.
Yeah, David Nichols' book One Day broke hearts around the world, including those of Taylor Swift and Kim Kardashian, and of course led to its own hit Netflix TV adaptation.
His latest novel, You Are Here, is now out in paperback, and it's the perfect size to fit into your luggage carry-on. David's here now to tell us all about it, and I've already been very honest with you this morning, David. I haven't read this book yet, because in 2 weeks' time I'm on holiday, and you only get to read a book first once.
So you're saving it up.
So I'm saving it because I'm really looking forward to it. Tell me a little bit about it, but don't give it away.
Okay.
I want to enjoy it with my glass of rosé.
OK, well, it's a comedy. It's a big, funny, sad, romantic comedy about two lonely people, Michael and Marnie, who go away on a weekend, a hiking weekend with friends in the Lake District. And as the weekend goes on, everyone falls away except for Michael and Marnie. Michael is intending to walk the coast to coast, which is this extraordinary 200-mile hike across the north of England, from Cumbria all the way to the coast of Yorkshire. And a relationship starts to form between them, and Marnie tags along. And every day of the walk, every day of the hike, is a different stage of their relationship, from indifference to irritation to flirtation to finally opening up to each other. So it's a love story where each stage of the relationship is a stage of the map.
And so who are Michael and Marnie?
Michael is a geography teacher, and he loves being outside and loves this landscape and is very knowledgeable and can be quite boring about it.
Marnie, he's a geography teacher.
He is, yeah. Marnie is very different. Marnie is a copy editor, lives alone in London, has had a terrible divorce, never wants to be in a relationship ever again. And it's a kind of classic odd couple comedy. You know, to begin with, they don't really get on, and gradually, as they open up to each other, a bond starts to form between them. Marnie really doesn't want to be there. She hates the mud, she hates the rain, she hates the distances. And that's where a lot of the comedy comes from.
And it was set just after lockdown, so suddenly everybody's allowed to go out and explore the world again. And
yeah, I think the inspiration for the book came from that sense of isolation and loneliness that even if we were with our families, that many people felt. You know, it suddenly became very awkward and difficult and unnerving to meet people and talk. And I wanted to write a book that felt like stepping out into the spring air and learning to communicate with people. So it's a book, it's full of conversation. It's a book about getting to know someone through conversation and communication. A lot of it, I hope, very funny.
And physical endeavour as well. I mean, that's a decent walk.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did it for the book.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And it was...
How long did it take you?
It took me 10 days. Usually it takes about 2 weeks, or you can do it in 7 days if you're really quick.
Yeah.
A lot of rain, a lot of climbing, beautiful landscape. Sometimes sections that were a bit dull. But what was great about writing this book, why I loved writing this book so much, was this ability to improvise in the location, to think, what would Michael and Marnie do by the shores of this lake, at the top of this mountain, in this muddy field. And so the walk really, really helped writing the book.
I think that's always what you do so well, is you take the two characters and it's almost like you inhabit the skin of them so much as the writer that it feels like it's a conversation that you almost don't even have to think about in a weird way. I know that sounds strange, but it feels really comfortable.
I mean, I hope so. I love writing dialogue, and I spend a lot of time working out who the characters are before I start writing the book, and I really, really love these two characters. I was also writing it in the shadow of One Day. We were working on the One Day show, and I wanted to write about the next stage in life.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in your 30s, your 40s, things haven't maybe worked out the way you expected. Yeah. And to explore that with as much comedy and emotion as I did in One Day.
Yeah.
The epic success of One Day, David, I imagine still sort of excites you as the writer and creator. Do you remember that moment when you thought, I've written something that's a little bit special here?
Well, I mean, it was really thrilling when the emotional responses started to come in. You know, people writing me little messages about how emotional they'd found the book. For a large part of the book, it's very much a romantic comedy. I did want to write, you know, light and shade. But starting to see it appear on the tube, that's a big thing. It's a big thrill for a writer to see someone reading your physical book. It's really exciting, and it's still exciting.
Did you ever go up to them and say... Did you ever say, come on, what do you think about it? I'm really interested. Is it worth it?
The worst thing is if you see someone yawning or throwing it across the carriage. But, no, people were very lovely about that book, and I'm very proud of it. I started writing it nearly 18 years ago now.
Wow.
But the show was a wonderful experience, and it's great that it's still out there.
Yeah, we had Leo on here and we were talking about it. And you actually worked on the show as well.
I didn't want to write the scripts because I felt like it needed a fresh pair of eyes. Right. So a wonderful writer called Nicole Taylor did most of the writing. They let me write one episode, the penultimate episode, which was a real thrill, especially writing for Leo and Ambika, because I absolutely adored them. It was great working with a group of people who are one, or in their case, 2 generations younger, and seeing that story through fresh eyes. So it was a very, very happy experience. I worked only as an executive producer, but I loved it.
Just only as an exec. They did offer you a role as well, though, David. You turned down a chance to be in it.
I used to be an actor, and every scene I was in, I would ruin it. I mean, they'd spend hours in the cutting room just chopping it around, trying to work out how to make it work. In fact, if you watch the film of One Day, there's a bit where you see someone walking very nervously down a staircase just over Anne Hathaway's shoulder, and that's me. So whenever I've gone on screen, I've destroyed the footage. So I thought I would step away this time.
You know what? It's about knowing your own limitations, isn't it?
It is. I always get the same note, do less, do less.
Do you think this might be made into a TV series or a film, maybe?
There's been some conversations about it. I mean, it's a big love story. It's funny, it's sad. There's lots of great dialogue. They're great characters. But it's difficult as well. You know, it's hard to get things away. You have to film in the wind and the rain and on location. But maybe it's early days.
Is there anything else in the pipeline as well at the moment? Is there any crossover you're writing?
No, it's so interesting. When you write a book, you think, well, that's done. And then there's this wonderful process of talking about it. I'm just doing a tour for this book, and that goes on for some time. And I'm still very much in the world of You Are Here, but I'm also working on a couple of scripts that I can't talk about, but I really love as well.
Oh.
So scripts next.
Scripts next. Straight
Exciting stuff. I can't wait to go on holiday now.
David, thank you for coming in
very much.
and talking all about it. It's out now, isn't it? As paper.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it.
Hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Oh,
so cool.
We loved it.
So cool.
John, thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thanks so much. We got a great movie. We're really happy to share it with the world. It is actually out today, so I'm very, very happy. You're one of our final stops on a global extravaganza.
A whistle-stop tour. But it just looks like you had a blast making this film.
We did. And honestly, I was actually able to pass Dan on his way out. I want to thank you first for giving him a platform to share such honesty and vulnerability. And he said something so profound. With the right support system, you can turn trauma into triumph. And that really struck a chord with me because you guys give a forum for such powerful stories. And even in the darkest times, someone is talking about triumph. And through my experience alone, escapism helps to build those branches of support and ability to be vulnerable. And this Heads of State is such a fun romp where whatever baggage you are holding on to, or I call it lightening your backpack, you can walk in and for an hour and 45 minutes, you can just have a fun ride with Idris Elba, Priyanka Chopra, and myself.
I mean, it is. It's so good. And not only that, but you get to play the leader of the free world.
Well,
I mean, like, of all parts
I just want to make it clear that I am playing the role of the President of the United States, yes.
That's quite a role to take on, though.
I would much rather play the role of the President of the United States than be the President of the United States. So I'm happy in my lane, yes.
It seems like at times the current president is playing the role of the president as well. I mean, that's quite a role he's playing.
I allow everybody to have their own perspective of that, and I'm just really excited for our movie, and that's my way of weaving around that. Absolutely.
That was presidential.
That was presidential.
The way you answered that
was very political.
was very presidential. What's so nice about it, though, is the connection and the chemistry between you and Idris, I think.
You know, we're longtime friends. We're co-workers. We worked in a movie called The Suicide Squad a long time ago.
Yeah.
And one of the producers was like, man, we really need to get you two with the vehicle to continue this chemistry.
Yeah.
And that's often said and never really executed in the business. And our producer, Peter Safran, is one of those guys who can get it done.
He made it happen.
And we have Heads of State. So I got to come to Idris's hometown of London. We got to film in Liverpool and London. We filmed in the south of France. We filmed in Trieste. We were kind of all over the place. We had a lot of fun, and we got a great movie to show for it.
So you got the Prime Minister and you got the President.
Yeah.
They're not actually particularly good friends at the start of the film, though, are they? There's sort of a disagreement in terms of how your character's become President and all the hard work that Idris's character has done to become Prime Minister.
And I think that's what's great about the film. The film is called Heads of State, and the underlying is the President of the United States, the UK Prime Minister. The film's really a buddy comedy. It really is. It reminds me a lot of a movie I loved as a young person called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
And we're just two people with opposing personalities really have to work together to get to a certain destination, and there's stakes involved. This, to me, is a buddy comedy. It has such grand scope. Air Force One's in there, the presidential limousine's in there. We have great backdrops. But to me, it's a funny buddy comedy.
Yeah, because some of the stunts are just brilliant in it. I mean, the scene with Air Force One where you're on the plane and it all goes downhill very quickly and then you're out of the aeroplane. But some of the stunts and the fight scenes are really powerful.
Well, I mean, we got a great director. Ilya, our director, is known for his stylistic action. If you've seen any of his other work, he really brings it in this because Prime Video was nice enough to give him a nice budget to push the limits.
It looks like it.
We built a replica fuselage of Air Force One in 3 different chunks, one that would rotate 360 degrees. We called it the washing machine because we were in there tumbling like the morning wash. But honestly, it was fun to be a part of something with a scope so big.
Yeah.
And like I said, at the heart of the story, there's two people just trying to, I guess, have greater appreciation for each other.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of fighting in it as well. I mean, your background, of course, as a wrestler, you've been very physical all your life, and that's been your experience. How was Idris in the fight scenes? Was he up to scratch?
Idris can fight. I stayed in my lane as a 17-time champion. That means I've lost it 16 times. So I pretty much get my butt kicked the whole movie. He kind of holds his own, but the real hero is Priyanka.
Yeah. Oh, she's super cool.
Noelle. But in the whole movie, yeah.
Yeah, she's super cool. There's also been reports about how you improvise some scenes as well. You do a little bit of improvisation.
I think you had talked about the chemistry between two people. I think as a writer, and only a little bit of improvisation, a lot of that was just the nuance that Idris and I have as coworkers and friends. And that's the kind of magic you want to pick up that you can't really put on the page. But all of it, I got to hats off to our writers. They wrote us a really good script.
And when you talk about magic, I mean, there's nothing more magic than fish and chips.
No.
I mean, that's a little plate of magic.
There's a lovely theme at the start of the film because, of course, Idris's Prime Minister took your opponent for fish and chips.
Yes.
And he's very upset about this, the President.
My character has never been able to let it go.
No.
And amazingly enough, through all we go through in the movie, there's a through line about the fish and chips.
Did you enjoy said fish and chips? Did you like them with the vinegar even?
So much that right before our premiere last night, we had about 90 minutes. And myself and my two friends, all from America, we sat down, we ordered fish and chips, we had a pint, and that got us ready for a world premiere.
But with vinegar or with ketchup?
I did vinegar and a little bit of dunking of the tartar sauce. I don't know if that's a faux pas.
Yes.
No. I had a pea puree on the side. Is that okay too?
Yes. Mushy peas.
There was no ketchup involved.
You've gone for a posh fish and chips if it's pea puree. Mushy peas.
Mushy peas, okay, all right.
Get the lingo, the mushy peas.
But there was no ketchup.
No ketchup involved.
You did it right.
We tried to lean in as much as we could.
You did it right.
We understand that you're a big fan of the full English as well now. You've got into the breakfast.
Oh, my goodness, of course I am. All savory. In America, we tend to lean on the sweet.
Yeah,
it's still very filling, but it's very sweet. Boy, do I love a savory breakfast. I've been a fan of the English breakfast for a long time. You got to remember, with WWE, I've been coming over here 25 years.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And you're in the middle at the moment of a WWE farewell tour. Is that it now?
This is it for me. I'm done in December.
Are you sure, or are you going to be like Elton John and just keep going back out?
Another
all the Rolling Stones.
I can understand the entertainment industry may have set an ambiguous standard about what retirement is. I'm 48 years old, and I made a promise when I started getting success in WWE way back around 2004. I promised the audience when I felt I lost a step, it was time to step away. The company has so many stars. They're in great hands. The industry's allowed me to perform in front of crowds like the crazy crowds in the O2 for 25 years. I just wanted to do something different. No WWE superstars ever really retired, so this is for sure the end for me. My last match is in the middle of December.
And how will you feel when you do your last match?
Gosh, honestly, I feel great. I think I'll be able to tell you how I felt when it's January and it's all done.
Yes.
But gosh, I'm looking forward to the next appearance and the next one. We got 15 dates left. I had 36 for the whole year, so we're over halfway there. And the audience has been great. We've been making some compelling TV. I'm really excited to see how it ends.
Amazing. Thank you so much for popping by.
Yeah, we really enjoyed the movie.
So
it was really fun.
We were in the break and John came in and met Dan and Adrian, our previous guests, and it was one of those really special moments, like as you said, to be able to share a moment with them and their story and what they've been
I just appreciate someone being able in a public forum to be so honest and vulnerable about something that's traumatic and turn trauma into triumph, man. I dig those stories, and thank you guys for providing that platform.
Oh, thank you.
It's been great to have you in.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
And Heads of State is out now on Prime Video. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.